What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl, Carmen Michelle, and you already know I'm back with another one. I love connecting with nature, water, being outside because it definitely gives me a lot of clarity. So last night I was walking my dog and something just came to mind, and I was like talking to God and talking to myself about like what's going on and what I'm dealing with. And I know I've been dealing with this for some years because I know I had talked to my best friend Steven about it, but it's been heavy on my mind for the past 2 months, like sitting on my chest. And I want to talk to you guys about it because, again, my channel is about my journey and who I can impact and also inspire. Don't be afraid to come to me. Don't be afraid to comment below. Like, I want you guys to be open and let's discuss because you never know who is dealing with the same issue I'm dealing with. So the past 2 months, I've been thinking about detachment. Who? Detachment, loneliness, connection, attachment. So I've always been the type where I feel like I get lonely where I don't have anyone around me. And not saying that as a bad thing because sometimes, not sometimes, most times you need to know how to sit in your loneliness. And there's times where I feel like I'm just too alone. And there's a difference between being alone and lonely. So there's times where while I'm alone, I feel lonely. But I would say that has changed drastically. I don't feel like that anymore because I built a connection with God. Once I started to spiritually connect with God, my loneliness is not as bad as it was. It was to the point that I used to have anxiety because of the fact that I felt like I didn't have anyone on my side. I couldn't talk to anyone. And God used to always say, you depend on talking to others, other human beings, but when are you going to start talking to me? And it took a long time for me to understand that, but the more I speak to him, the more that I build a stronger connection and the more my faith grows, like I said, loneliness goes away. So when I used to be lonely, I used to attach myself to people that I connected with. And I don't connect with a lot of people. So if we are in the same space, let's say I meet you, I open up to you, I'm vulnerable, I'm transparent, and that's not me. I'm very low key. A lot of people don't know what I'm going through. If I feel that comfortable with you to open up and tell you what's going on in my life and I have a connection with you, I'm going to attach myself to you. And this stemmed from abandonment issues when my father left when I was maybe 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly the age. Yeah, so I've been dealing with this for a long time, but a couple of months ago I said, God, I need to learn how to detach myself from people. I can't allow myself to attach myself to people. And I heard this from Akon.
You can't take everybody with you. Well, they're right, because not everybody's meant to go with you. Like one thing about life is, and this goes back to the spiritual side of things, is that everyone that's around you plays a specific purpose for whatever your purpose is in life. So there's not going to be one person that ride the whole way with you unless it's your mother and your father. Even your brothers and sisters may doubt you, and they may have their own agendas because their purpose is completely different. But for the most part, when you talk about friends and affiliates, don't expect them to be there forever. They're not, because they also have a purpose themselves where you're not going to be with them forever, let alone them being with you forever. You follow what I'm saying? So everybody plays a specific role in your life for you to be able to achieve your purpose. So now, if they stick around longer, then that purpose obviously hasn't been either, satisfied, or there's more to be done with their presence in your life for your purpose to be cemented. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So you have to look at life from a spiritual standpoint. In other words, don't be so attached. Because the only thing that you need to really be attached to is God at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, that's your purpose is to satisfy whatever his role is for you on this earth, because you got to go see him again.
When he said that, I was like, whoo! Oh, he's talking to me. He's talking to me. I heard it loud and clear. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You're definitely right. Because people come and go. You know how people always pray and say, God, please remove people that does not deserve me, or remove people in my life that's negative. And God be like, all right. And you was like, wait, God, not this one. And he was like, nah, this one gotta go. And you be like, wait, not this one. He was like, all right, I'm gonna let you have that person for the moment. But that person is not gonna benefit you. That person is not gonna bring you happiness. That person is gonna probably give you turmoil, maybe dishonest. Like, that person is not serving you. You need people who are going to serve you. So I used to say, God, remove people that doesn't serve me or deserve me. And he used to remove them like this. And I used to always keep like one particular person. It's either someone that I knew for a while, let's say a childhood best friend. I can't say relationships because one thing about me, which is weird, one thing about me, like, if I'm in a relationship and it doesn't work out, I cut that off. Like, I leave that where it's at. I don't double back. But when it comes to like friendships and particular relationships, I attach myself like a leech onto them, and I constantly drain myself because it's like, those people are not here to serve me and they don't deserve me. So why do I keep them in my life? So God have been removing people out of my life, and I've been letting him. I'm like, God, do your work, do your will. If this is what needs to be done, do it. I have no problem with that. Detachment has been a struggle of mine for so many years. But as soon as I said, God help me with detachment, when I say at that convention I went to in Orlando, it was times that I was late for the meetings. It was times that I left early because God was literally testing me. He was testing me so heavy that like my mind was overwhelmed to the point that I had to isolate myself. And I thank God for Lisa. I thank God for the people that was there, because they came and made sure I was okay. And I'm like, I'm okay. I just never been so open to people about like what I'm going through, like what journey I'm in at that moment. And the fact that I was dealing with detaching myself from a lot of things, it was taking a hold on me at the convention, but I still made it through. I was still okay. But I learned from this. As you grow in life, as you evolve, you can't take everyone with you. Not everyone is going to be there. People have seasons in your life. People are temporary. This life right now on earth is temporary, it's not permanent. What you need to do is focus on your connection and your spiritual connection with God. Focus on yourself, love yourself, know who deserve you. Don't attach yourself to anyone but God. I know that I'm changing in so many ways, and I know I'm changing every single day. And I know there's a lot of people I can't take with me, and that's okay. I'm okay with that right now. People come and go, but the people who come back, you got to be careful with those. You got to figure out why they left and why they came back. It was for good reasons. You know, there's times that people are going to walk away because they have to focus on them. I've done that. I have walked away from people without letting them know, because I needed that change for myself. Not for them, but for myself. So you can't fault those people who are trying to grow as an individual. You have to accept it. Sometimes it may be tough because you don't know, because women, we need closure. I know we need closure, but sometimes them disappearing is closure. So again, I'm in the season of detachment. I'm embracing it. I am loving myself even more for allowing myself to go through this just journey. And I'm just happy that like I'm able to speak to someone, even though you guys are not physically here, you guys are physically here. And I appreciate you guys for taking the time to like hear me out. If you agree with what I said, if you disagree with what I said, please comment below. I am going to finish my smoothie. And since it's a beautiful day, I have my yoga mat. I'm gonna do some yoga. And I'm also gonna go to this water park that definitely helps me clear my mind. Today's about me. Excuse me, every day is about me. But today in particular is about me. It's about me clearing my mind, allow myself to go through what I'm going through, and just continue to grow. Talk to you guys later. Love you guys.